sitting on my bed, staring into the abyss of what my life has become, I find myself with no prospects, disheartened, depressed, and desperate. There must be a way. Other people do it. As God is my witness, I will be an actress. Out of desperation, I get down on my knees, bow my head. God, you probably don't remember me. It's been a while. As you know, I'm alone, over 40, unemployed. I need your help. I've tried everything: temping, showroom modeling, aerobic desk staff, theater, soap, stand-up comedy. Oh, please, no, there's still no money from you know who. I don't know what to do anymore. Please, please, there must be a way. What can I do? Extra work. Wait, what? Extra work. Seriously? Well, that's not exactly what I had in mind, God. Well, I mean, in my 20s, I attended an open call for Sylvia Fay casting, and she told me in her raspy voice, shredded from years of nicotine abuse, if you want to do extra work, I can have you working 5 days a week. Just let me know. Thank you so much. I'll keep that in mind. But the thought of doing extra work was horrifying. But now, almost 20 years later, and after doing stand-up comedy for 4.5 years, I find myself broke and miserable. Turns out, I don't appreciate being heckled, hit on, almost dying at the hands of a drunk headliner, driving back from a gig, or riding the D train home alone at 3 in the morning, just me, the homeless guys, crackheads, and ex-cons. I mentioned the whole extra work idea to fellow thespian friends in my acting class. Are you out of your frigging mind? Extra work? You're committing career suicide. Career? What career? I don't have a career. What I have is 20 grand in debt. Bottom line, I need to pay my rent. So at 45 years old, I ponder, to do or not to do extra work? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer typing memos and serving canapes, or to take up arms against a sea of troubles and work on sound stages and movie sets across the 5 boroughs. When I was a little girl, dreaming of being on Broadway, this wasn't exactly what I had in mind. What have I got to lose except my dignity, sanity, and self-respect? So in the winter of 1996, I swallowed my pride and began sending out photos and resumes to every background casting agency in the city. At that time, only Sylvia Fay Casting and a couple of other minor offices existed. I attended every open call, sent out postcards once a week. My phone started to ring. One of my first background jobs is a horrifying early morning call in the dead of winter for Conspiracy Theory, starring Mel Gibson and Julia Roberts. Still dark outside. I sit shivering and holding. Oh, holding is where they house the background actors when they're not on set. Since I don't know a soul, I'm eavesdropping on a conversation between two actors discussing their SAG insurance benefits. Excuse me, you can't earn your health insurance from extra work, can you? Yes, you can. We do. At that moment, I said to myself, well, I'm going to work whenever, wherever, whatever it takes. If a job comes in and I have plans, I'll cancel them. I soon discover extra work isn't for the faint of heart. Only the strong survive. And you better understand your rights and the SAG contract because production often doesn't know or doesn't care. Even when they do, sometimes they ignore the rules to save money. In 1996, I was thrilled to be selected to work for several weeks as a core townsperson in the film In and Out, starring Kevin Kline, Joan Cusack, and Tom Selleck. On this particular day, we're shooting, I don't know, somewhere in upstate New York. We're coming up on golden time. Golden time is every extra's nocturnal emissions. It works like this. After 16 hours, you receive a day's pay for each additional hour worked. So we're upstate. Production realizes they need to take us back to the city ASAP or we'll hit golden. They scream, "That's a wrap!" and begin yelling at us like we're inmates in an asylum. Let's go, let's go. Move it, move it. Everyone, on the bus now. We're all moving as slowly as possible as we change out of wardrobe and back into our street clothes. Once we're all on the bus and accounted for, our driver, who I'm sure was told by production, drives like he's Richard Petty on the speedway. And the snow is coming down, and we're all checking our watches. Production is in a race to make it back to the city without killing us before we go into Golden. Oh, it's going to be close, but the snow is problematic. And when the bus turns onto a city street, miracle of miracles, a traffic jam. Okay. The bus is stuck behind these cars. As the clock nears our golden hour, like New Year's Eve, the actors count down. 3, 2, 1, golden! The stressed out, overworked, underpaid production assistant whose job it is to ensure we don't make golden is so upset. No, wait. No, wait, no, no, no. I don't care. You're not getting golden. You're not. No. In my delirium, I shriek back. Too late. Time doesn't go backwards. It only goes forwards. I also learn you better ask specific questions when accepting a job. Not only has casting been known to lie, but they often withhold information so you'll take the job. For example, I receive a call from casting. Jill, you have expensive cocktail wear, right? Yes. Great. You'll need a very upscale cocktail dress with heels, jewelry, evening wrap, and a bag. I have that. I have that because as an extra, one of the reasons you get hired is because of your wardrobe. I scour Salvation Army, Goodwill, Filene's basements, and other discount stores to acquire wardrobe pieces. At one time, I had 20 suits because I played so many detectives and lawyers. So, yes, I have that. Great. We'd like to book you on, I don't know, whatever the name of the film was, this Friday. On the surface, this appears to be a decent job. You think, cocktail party. You'll be working inside in some plush place like the Plaza or the Waldorf. But wait, ding, 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 ding. He said Friday. Friday is a red flag. Ignore at your peril. Here's the deal with Fridays. Fridays are notoriously late. TV and film shoots begin their Monday workday at, say, 6 or 7 a.m. or earlier. So by the time Friday rolls around, the call time could be as late as 6 p.m. Most likely, this means you'll find yourself working all night. They're referred to as Fraterdays or FU Fridays. So I ask the casting director, is this a night shoot? He says, I kid you not. No, 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 no. They're starting at 6 p.m. Okay. I follow up. Is this interior or exterior? Again, I kid you not. You'll be running from a burning building. God, my mind flashes on this image of me running all night long from a burning building in high heels, in my once upscale cocktail dress, now tattered and torn as the PA screams, back to one, faster, faster. In the mayhem, I'll be pushed and shoved, stampeded and trampled by non-union extras, fighting to be seen on camera, hoping for instant stardom. Subsequently, finding myself with a broken extremity or two, being laid up in the hospital for several months. Thank you so much for thinking of me. I'm going to pass. I learned not to work outside in the freezing cold or pouring rain or the sweltering days of summer. Trust me, no one cares about you but you. No matter what, when I accept a job, I never show up on the set as an extra. I always show up as a professional actor and keep my ego in check. Unlike some background actors, I'm not there to be discovered, cause trouble, eat craft services, out of house and home, or be a drama queen. I'm there to do my job, earn a paycheck, get my health insurance, and my next pension credit. I've played doctors, lawyers, detectives, police officers, undercover cops, society ladies, ladies who lunch, lesbians, flight attendants, reservation clerks, wealthy Republicans, recovering alcoholic, wives, mothers, models, manic depressives, nondescript passers-by, reporters, secretaries, pedestrians, nurses, upscale restaurant patrons, mental patient, Wall Street broker, Wall Street lawyer, rape survivor, art dealer, flower shop owner, fashion designer, stenographer, pornographer, photographer, high-class call girl, and a dead body, to name a few. TV and film sets are a class system. The director is God unless a megastar is attached to the project, then they're God. The stars are pampered and protected. The crew serves the director. Background actors usually replace daily or expendable. Production's job is to save money, and many times they do that by counting corners with the background players. Being on sets 3 to 5 times a week made me a better actor. It gave me practical experience, took the mystery away. Film and TV sets can be high-pressure places in the extreme. As a principal actor, you often receive little to no rehearsal or direction. I've been on sets when a famous actor couldn't remember their lines, a co-star froze up, and a principal actor was fired or walked off the set. Time is money. You must be impeccably prepared because I'm comfortable being on sets. When I have the opportunity to work as a principal actor, I'm relaxed enough to do a decent job. The brilliant director, Sidney Lumet, who directed Serpico, Dog Day Afternoon, Network, and has an honorary Academy Award, said, "One of the reasons I prefer working in New York is that real actors work as extras. They are members of the Screen Actors Guild, and many appear regularly on and off Broadway. Many have worked their way into speaking parts. I never set out to do extra work. I avoided it like the plague. But as John Lennon said, life is what happens while you're busy making other plans. Oh, if you think you'll be discovered on set, you won't. However, if you want to understand how the movie business operates, extra work is a great way to be a part of the action up close and personal. This way, you can make an informed decision about your career choice. Work is work. In theater class, I was taught there are no small parts, but I learned there are no small parts, only small paychecks. Oh my God. Thanks, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Okay, let's see. I wanted to read a quote to you because I got this quote from Balducci. I hope that's pronounced correctly, which I think is amazing. Rejection is protection and redirection. Okay, so I wanted to thank everyone who's here, who visits my channel, who watches my videos. It really means a lot to me. I so appreciate you. And I want to give a special thank you for anyone who bought me a coffee or special thanks. So thank you to Kevin K, Dorothy M. Thank you so much. So, questions for you. All right. Have you ever worked as an extra? And what was your craziest set experience? Number two, ever prayed for a sign and gotten something completely unexpected? All right, now your questions. This week I only had one question, but well, it's kind of a good question. Kathy G wanted to know, how did I get out of credit card debt? All right, so I was 20K in debt after doing stand-up for 4.5 years. There's different ways to get out of debt. There's this avalanche method where you prioritize paying the cards off by the highest interest rate first. The method I used was called the snowball method. And that's where you list all your cards and then you pay them off from the smallest debt first. And you're paying more than the minimum. And on all the other cards, you're just paying the minimum. But once that card is done, you get rid of that card and then you take all the money you were paying on that and you put it on the next one. And you just keep doing that until you're done. So that's what I was doing. But then I guess you could say I don't know, I lost patience with the whole thing. So I contacted a debt consolidation company. There are some good ones. That was not the case with me. I contacted, or maybe they contacted me. I don't remember now. It's been so long. They told me if I paid them, I think it was like $1,500. What they would do is they would contact all of my credit cards and they would have my percentage rate reduced. It would be easier to pay everything down. I paid them the money and nothing, nothing happened. And I would keep calling them. They're like, oh, yes, blah, 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 giving me the runaround. I mean, they're good. Believe me, this woman was like, oh, you're an actor, right? Yeah. Oh, my niece in Boston is, yeah, maybe I should have her contact you. Would you? She wants to move to New York and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, okay. Bottom line, they freaking ghosted me, man. They disappeared, absconded with my money. It was a nightmare. Terrible, terrible. But then I found out a friend of mine, another actress, told me she was going to declare bankruptcy. And I was like, how do you do that? Oh my God. She had a lawyer, a bankruptcy lawyer, He was $1,000 and he would accompany us. We would fill out the paperwork and everything, and then he would accompany us, and we had to go to a hearing, and we had to be interviewed by a judge. And this judge interviewed me for like 20 minutes, and he asked very specific questions, including what my last acting job was. And I said, well, it was a FedEx commercial. Are you getting paid residuals? And I said, no, it was extra. It wasn't principal. He granted me the bankruptcy. And so for 10 years, I had no credit cards at all. And I have to tell you, it was the best thing that ever happened to me because, well, I learned a valuable lesson, but also because I couldn't charge anything. I mean, I had a debit card, so if I had to use, I could use that as a credit card, but that has to be paid off every month. So basically for 10 years, I had no credit card. If I didn't have the money, I couldn't afford to buy it. And it really forced me to just pay attention, be mindful, pay my bills. And I started saving money, and I put money into an IRA every single month. And I'm so grateful that I did, because now I have that. I would say, don't do what I did. Don't do what I did. There's better ways. I mean, yeah. But there are some good debt consolidation places, from what I understand. And also now they have credit cards with zero interest. You know how it says zero interest for the next 12 months. Then you transfer your debt into that, and then you pay that off without any interest, which is a great idea. I don't even know if they had that when I was trying to do all this. Bankruptcy is a last resort, but okay. Oh, yes, there I am confessing my sins, but that's the way it goes. So thank you so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. And be sure and ask me anything. Ask me your questions. I love that. And I love your comments. I love reading them and responding to them. And I learn a lot. So thanks, you guys. I love you. And I'll see you next week.